Listen carefully because this is one of those stories that sounds very intense at first, but when you slow it down and understand it properly, you begin to see the deeper meaning behind everything that is being said. Right now, the headline moving around is saying that the State House was surrounded by an unknown convoy and that the presidential guard stood down without firing a single shot. Now, just hearing that alone can make anybody feel like something serious has already happened, but don't rush. Let's break it down step by step so you truly understand what this could mean. Picture the State House in your mind. This is not just any building. This is one of the most protected places in the country. Security there is not ordinary. There are layers of protection. There are trained guards, controlled access points, surveillance, and strong communication systems. So for anything to happen around that place, it is never by accident. Now think about the word convoy. A convoy is not just random cars moving together. It usually involves organized movement. It can be government officials, security forces, or high-level individuals. Convoys are normally coordinated and they follow structure. So when you hear unknown convoy, you need to ask yourself, unknown to who? Is it unknown to the public or unknown to the security forces? Because those are two very different things. Many times, what the public does not know is already known within official circles. Now, the next part says the State House was surrounded. That is a very strong word. Surrounded gives the idea that the location was completely covered or encircled. But again, you must be careful with how these words are used. Sometimes surrounded could simply mean multiple vehicles positioned around the area, not necessarily a hostile takeover. This is why you must not jump to conclusions too quickly. If you are following this and you like how I'm breaking it down in a simple way, go ahead and like this video and subscribe right now because we are going deeper into this story and you don't want to miss the full understanding. Now let's talk about the most interesting part. The presidential guard standing down without a shot. That is very important. Presidential guards are not trained to ignore threats. They are trained to react. They follow strict instructions. They are alert at all times. So if they stood down, it means something influenced that decision. There are only a few logical possibilities here. One, the convoy was recognized. Even if it looked unknown at first, it may have been identified quickly as friendly or authorized. Two, there may have been communication behind the scenes. Orders could have come from a higher command telling them to hold their position. Three, the situation may not have been a threat at all, but just appeared unusual to observers. Now think about this carefully. If the convoy was truly dangerous, would trained guards simply do nothing? That does not align with how professional security systems operate. So the fact that no shot was fired is actually a sign that the situation was controlled. This is very important to understand. Sometimes the absence of action is not weakness, it is discipline. Let me say that again so it sinks in. Sometimes the absence of action is discipline, not fear. Now, if you are enjoying this breakdown and it is helping you understand better, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. It helps more people see clear explanations like this instead of confusion. Let's go deeper. In situations like this, there are always multiple layers we cannot see. Security is not just what happens outside. There are communications happening inside. There are signals being passed. There are decisions being made in seconds. So what looks like silence on the outside might actually be heavy coordination on the inside. Another thing you must understand is that in many countries, movements involving top officials are not always announced publicly. For security reasons, some operations are kept quiet. So a convoy may appear unknown simply because it was not announced, not because it was unauthorized. Now let's talk about why this story is spreading so fast. People are naturally drawn to anything involving power, leadership, and security. The moment you mention State House, convoy, and guards, people start imagining different scenarios. Some think of political tension, some think of internal conflict. Some even think of sudden changes in leadership. But here is the truth. Imagination is not the same as reality. Just because something sounds dramatic does not mean it is exactly as dramatic as it sounds. So you must train your mind to separate what is confirmed from what is assumed. If you are still here with me, I appreciate you. Go ahead and like this video and subscribe so you can always get this kind of clear and simple explanation anytime something like this trends. Now, let's look at the timing of events like this. When something unusual happens around a high security location, information does not come out immediately. Authorities take time to confirm details. They do not rush to speak because accuracy is very important in matters like this. So in the early stages, what you often see online are fragments of information mixed with assumptions and strong headlines. That is exactly the stage we are in right now with this story. Now let's analyze behavior. The behavior of the guards is one of the strongest clues we have. They stood down, no confrontation, no escalation. That tells you that whatever happened did not cross the line into a confirmed threat. Because if it did, the response would have been immediate and visible. This is why you should not panic when you hear stories like this. Instead, observe the actions. Actions often reveal more truth than words. Now, let me ask you something to engage your thinking. If a situation reaches the level of danger, do you expect silence or visible reaction? Exactly. You expect a reaction. So when there is no reaction, it means that there is more control than chaos. That is a key takeaway. Now, another angle to consider is how language is used in headlines. Words like breaking, unknown, surrounded, and stands down are chosen carefully to create urgency. They are not necessarily false, but they are often presented in a way that feels more intense than the actual situation. This is why you must always slow down and interpret carefully. If you are learning something new from this, like the video now and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow and keeps you informed with clarity. Now let's bring everything together slowly so it makes full sense. A convoy approached or was seen around the State House. It may not have been publicly identified. The guards did not react aggressively. No shots were fired. That means there was control, communication, or recognition involved. So instead of seeing this as a sudden crisis, you should see it as an unusual event that still followed a controlled process. That is the balanced way to understand it. Now, I want you to stay with me because there is still more depth to this story, and how you interpret it can shape how you understand similar events in the future. Before I continue, quickly like this video and subscribe so you don't miss the next part of this breakdown.